Beautiful.
Top-notch, first-class,
Beautiful
horse
ride.
rider performance.
That's the way we like to see it.
Now we go to Danielle Toronto on a very talented, very athletic, smaller stallion by the name of Vancouver. And she's had some brilliant classes.
Well,
over the last
you and
2
I are,
years.
we're fans of this horse. I mean, this is a very, very special horse. We spoke to her earlier this week, and interestingly enough, this horse and her husband Jimmy Toronto's horse they're both by the same stallion, which I did not know.
I didn't know that.
No, we were talking about it earlier this week. Let's see how she does, Danielle.
Now, Danielle also, in addition to being one of our top up-and-coming Grand Prix riders, is also an absolutely beautiful hunter rider.
She is, along with being a very proud mother. Come on, stay up.
That's a little bobble that she didn't need. Come on, come on. Good today.
She knows what she needs.
And she regroups a little bit. And Danielle's got enough experience that little bobble isn't going to carry forward.
No. Put it right behind her and kept going on.
Now here's one difference between Friday's 50,000 and today's 200. The riders, the horses, they're prepared for Sunday. They know that it's Sunday. Today's the day to jump high and be on the game. There she opted for the 6, and if she did it over again, maybe she would have stayed out and put another one in. The horse just had too much momentum to rock back and leave that vertical up. A fast 4 is a very good check today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And she is on a lick. She's made it through the triple combination, and the order today is seeded based on Friday's results. So we're going to see horses that are arguably in better and better form as we get to the end of the order.
I mean, they've now seen the course ridden by Chris Kapler as a clear round. No questions. Do they have the questions asked? They know what they're going to have to do.
This horse is jumping super. Now that Mount Everest jump. Boy, she jumped that well. And a time.
So 4 jumping and 1 time. Total 5 faults, but a great effort on Danielle. Great effort on her behalf.
And 5 years ago, Danielle would be just absolutely elated.
Absolutely.
Now, while she's, I'm sure, very happy with her horse's performance, she, unless she's clear, it's not good enough.
Exactly.
She makes her visit in Zeke, number 362. 11-year-old Oldenburg Zeke is owned to Midnight Jenna. She earned major placings in Florida this past season in Wellington, Florida. Has also been a top ribbon winner on her home.
And we're joined now by Christian Curry. Christian, welcome. Get get some ideas from you, Christian. You've ridden with Joe Fargis and Conrad Homefeld over the years. You know what these questions are like. Talk to us about the course.
Today, I think we have a classic Conrad Homefeld course today. It's technical, it's kind of airy. We're seeing a lot of flat cups with verticals, and he's getting you in trouble in the right way. There's not a lot of horses getting hurt or flipping or anything, but he's just kind of always pressing you and doing a fantastic job with.
Question after question, right? Non-stop.
There's no break out here.
Now, Christian, you actually rode on a team with Conrad and Joe at the show jumping mecca Aachen. Tell us about that.
That is a memory I'll never forget. I was basically on a Hall of Fame team, and I was a bench warmer. It was just fantastic.
You did your job. And
yeah.
What was the highlight, competition that you experienced with Conrad, Joe at Aachen?
Well, the Nations Cup clearly was the highlight for me.
And how did we do? How did the U.S. do there?
The U.S. won, and I think it was only the second time we had won ever there, and I think we've only won since.
Exactly.
And we had Conrad on Abdullah and Joe Fargis on Touch of Class, who the year before in '84.
Double gold medalist from '84.
And a silver individual. And myself and Louis Jacobs, who we'll be seeing later this afternoon, which I'm very, very excited about. And
yeah, we all are. We're cheering. Yeah, we're really cheering Louis on. We're excited about this.
Quick before our next horse goes, Jenna Thompson is having a solid round. She's collecting some time fault. We're We're not going to see her in the jump off today. Tell us about your business project, Farm Vet.
Well, in 2000, we started basically catering to the competitive horsemen, all their athletic horse needs, from supplements to daily care items, as well as prescriptions. And it's grown with the sport, and it's been fantastic. And I get an opportunity to participate in the arena, which I love.
Well, you love it, but you also are creating a service that, our hats off to you, farmvet.com. It's very easy to find online. I tell you what, your website, so easy, straightforward. You can buy anything from a wormer to a stirrup pad to a curry comb and everything in between, and that's what we need in horse sports right now.
Very good price.
The best prices.
Now, one last thing before we see one of our favorites today. Christian, we're sorry not to see you in riding clothes this year. You are one of the fixtures in the show ring out there winning at the Hampton Classic, and we hope to see you in the saddle next year.
Well, I think definitely I've got 3 up-and-comers in the pipeline, and barring some good luck and some mojo, we will be here next year.
Well, we'll be there for you, Christian Curry and Farm Vet. Check out farmvet.com. I think you'll find that you can pretty much find anything that an equestrian or horseman would like to have. We're watching now Kent Farrington with Up Cheeky.
Now, this is one of the winningest horse rider combinations in the U.S. for the last several years. Should this young man go clear, he can be even faster than Hillary Dobbs or Todd Minick.
There's a real horse race then. Yep, absolutely.
And this horse won the CSIO Grand Prix again this year in Wellington. He's up and over.
He's going to wait.
Also, in 07, he obtained 11 victories with this horse, and I think second place he had 5 placings. So it's just an absolute phenomena that this horse.
It sounded like one went down. The ditch is down.
Ditch is down.
That's too bad. We're going to miss him in the jump off. But for sure, Up Cheeky is in better form today than he was on Friday, and today's the day that counts. Now, let's see his raw time, because we've got one clear round. The fastest 4 falter at this point is going to be in second place. He's got another one down. Okay. Well, it's not going to be a big payday for Up Cheeky.
But again, that statistic, as Christian was just saying, that's pretty incredible. Hats off to this horse and rider combination. They gave it a shot today.
We're a little more than halfway through, and we have only one clear. Mr. Homefeld was hoping that we'd be closer to 6 clear instead of 4 clear. I don't know, we always have some epic afternoons of jumping, sometimes with only 3 clear here.
Well, we do, and also remember, as we get further into the class, we know who we have yet to see.
Yeah, the horses are more and more in form as we go down the list, by virtue of the fact that this is the reverse order of how well they jumped, the form they're in from Friday.
A little bit different, though, as you remember this year on Friday, as long as they completed the class, they were qualified for Sunday. Talk to us about that.
Well, this is a World Cup class, and it's also a big money class. So because it's a World Cup class, you couldn't eliminate riders from competing in it. So that's why the difference.
And again, as we tell our viewers, there's nothing like show jumping in Las Vegas.
Now this next rider, Kean White, a very talented rider for Canada. Now I watched this horse a few weeks ago in Ottawa. This horse has tremendous scope. He's not the fastest horse across the ground, but tremendous ability. And Kean has enough experience and mileage that he could just go around this course like it's, in the pony ring. Look at the ease with which this horse is jumping. I'd say the biggest problem for Kean is going to be the time allowed.
Exactly right.
He's got his own self-developed style of riding.
Very smooth and quiet rider, not interfering.
Did you see that water jump? Boy.
He's not interfering much with his horse and letting the horse do his job. And so far, knock on wood, he'll be in the thick of things.
Working on a clear round, coming to the triple combination 10 ABC. First job of business, leave the vertical up, get over the back rail, leave C up, still doing it.
Okay.
4 jumps from home. He's probably a little slow. You can see Keen balancing his horse, organizing its concentration for each jump. Didn't jump that jump great. Got a little fooled by the back rail, but this head should bring out a good pop. And it does.
Coming down to the
Got
tallest
6
jump.
seconds. He's left it up.
Oh, one-time fault.
God, I hate being right. But he's a very talented rider and a very, very scopy horse.
That's unfortunate because that horse has a really, really large stride, and we would love to have seen him in a jump-off because he would cover the ground very efficiently and have been a contender in the speed round. But today, it's not going to happen.
He gave it all.
Christian,
He gave
we're gonna let you move back to your festivities. Christian Curry, a member of a great show jumping family, owner of double gold medalist Touch-A Class in the 1984 games. You know, we're so lucky to have you and your family in the sport, supporting the USET and the Hampton Classic.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and you all have fun.
Thank you. Take care, Christian. Join now, just hot off this track out here on the course, is Danielle Toronto. Danielle, thanks for taking time. We were very excited. We're big fans of your horse.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about, how did it ride for you?
My horse felt great. The one rail I did have, I think, was totally my fault. When I walked the course, I planned to go out in 7. And then after Jimmy went, he said, no, I think you should just go direct in 6, but you're going to get there easy. And when I jumped the water, I thought, am I getting there for one instant?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to the jump, I kind of just let go instead of holding him up a little bit.
And holding with body and everything that we just think about all the time.
Exactly.
Had you left it up, you wouldn't even be thinking back on it. But, you know, either do the 6 better or do the 7.
Exactly. And the rest of the course felt really good. I think it's not that technical, but all the way around the field and galloping, and I think that's what makes it hard to jump clear.
And he really uses every ounce of this field, doesn't he, for his course today?
Inch.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I was getting tired. Like coming to this last line, I thought, I don't know if you're getting tired, but I'm getting tired. So
there's no question that the stamina required to jump this very long course, and with that huge vertical at the end.
And again, you're doing this every week, and if you're saying that you're getting tired, you're riding every single day. Fitness really plays into this.
Yeah, definitely. I actually did. I mean, he finished the course great, but after I jumped the triple, I almost felt like he thought, okay, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought,
I've got to interrupt this, guys, because we've got a clear round going here.
We
Marie Heckart from France. This is an older, experienced horse. I just jinxed her. But she's a fabulous rider, and she's a very fast rider.
Well, she comes from Team Lamaze, and we spoke about that earlier this week when she had a win on Ronaldo. Quite impressive. I tell you, we're going to jump out for a minute. We're going to take a quick break live at the Hampton Classic. Danielle Toronto, thanks for stopping by. We wanted to hear from you.
Okay,
we'll be back in a moment.
And they are positioned in 7th.
Oh, boy. And Robin Sweely's on course right now with Discovery, as you all heard earlier today. Robin chose a different way to prepare this horse. Peter, she knows him like the back of her hand. She said, Scott, he's just going to go out for a little light lunge and give a little buck. Nothing this morning. Let him come out fresh. And so far, so good.
So far, it's working. She's going clear, working her way to fence 9, the ditch that actually has come down several times already today.
She knows this horse. She said he's just he's a best friend. Gives her 100%. Come on.
Still working on a clear round with 4 jumps to go. We've seen quite a number of riders get this far.
We absolutely have. Come on now, 3 more efforts.
And we've seen how treacherous this hedge is.
Come on.
She's doing it.
Okay, you've got the animal plan
She
in
doesn't
front of
have
you.
a lot of time. It looks like we're going to have time fault, so she can leave it up. And she does. Oh. Look at that.
What
and she's
an
a little
effort.
bit faster than Keen White from Canada. So we have one U.S. rider with a clear round in Chris Kapler, and another U.S. rider in Robin Sweely, all alone in second place. with Canadian rider Kean White in third.
Wow. Wow.
She really did an excellent job. And like you said, Scott, that she really knows her horse. What
So
program works for her. She also worked with the idiosyncrasies of her horse all around the course. She knew where to give him a little room, where to let him relax, where to ask him for a big effort.
Right. And what strengths and what weaknesses. Again, she made it very clear. I know what works for my horse. I need to make sure that I help him out when I need to.
Now here we have Mario Delorier and Paradigm. This is an extremely experienced horse rider combination. There's no question he could be out to win today.
Oh, yes.
Paradigm was in pretty good form on Friday. Mario is a big day rider. This is a big day horse. The crowd brings out the best in both of them. Mario was individual fourth at the Olympic Games in Los Angeles when he was 18 years old. So this is quite a talented jockey, right back from when he was wearing training breeches.
Absolutely. No question. No question. And this is also an important day for him. This is hometown to Lisa Silverman, his partner, and the Tarnopol family. Come on, Mario.
Very well ridden. I mean, Mario chose to do the 6 there. That worked well for his horse. Also helps for the time allowed. Up and over the ditch. 6 jumping efforts from home. Okay, 4 more to go.
Oh, he just had that coming out.
That's too bad. But again, another pull down. That's going to take him into the low money.
And we're just going to see Mario cantering to this last jump to the Animal Planet, and we're going to take a break here. We'll be back in a moment live at the Hampton Classic.
Two knockdowns for Mario and Paradigm, finishing up the round with a score of 8 points.
Yep.
And we're back live at the Hampton Classic, watching Brianne Goutal and Onira negotiating right over 4AB. She knows this field very well, Peter.
Yeah, Brianne was clear last year. She's not only a beautiful rider, but a very effective rider. Horses like jumping for her. And she looks to be in good form. As you noticed, Scott, when she did her entrance into the arena, he took particular note of the Animal Planet jump. So let's see, what happens by the time Onira gets there.
Yeah.
So far, she's still going clear. Coming to the ditch, Oxer, fence 9, still clear. She's working at a good clip. I don't think time allowed is going to be a problem.
Exactly right. And I think she's trying to really keep his attention.
Good at A. Over B.
Okay.
Still clear.
We're gonna,
4 jumps to go. We've been to this movie before.
We're not
Come on, Brianne.
Yeah, we're not going to say a word now. Uh-oh. Come on.
Still doing it. She's good on time. Come on, Onira. Come on, Brianne. Look at that.
She did it.
Well under the time. Boy, she made it look easy.
Wow. He came galloping down to that youngest rider on course.
That was a special performance.
I tell you what, Peter, he came into the ring. There was a lot of concern. That horse did a spin right in front of that Animal Planet jump. He thought, no way am I going to jump it. You would have never known there was a problem.
Without question. And he jumped it well, too. It wasn't, a lot of times when horses are distracted by something on the ground, they don't jump as high as they can, and they tend to forget about concentrating on that top rail.
Fantastic.
And who do we have next?
Well, here we go. Look who it is, Mr. Ward.
I mean, it's a classic picture. We've got McLean Ward on Larioso. He has won this class 3 times before, and in speaking to McLean earlier, he'd like to win it again.
Oh, Forza Charm for him today, no question. And joining us right now is James Benedetto to give us a little bird's eye view of what just happened for him. We're watching McLean Ward. James, thanks for taking some time to join us.
Thank you, Scott.
As we're watching McLean, I know we're all watching, looking for a clear round. We'd like for him to give Chris Kapler a little run for his money.
I agree.
Well, McLean was talking before the class, and with this smaller horse, he was planning 7, but let's see what he does. Oh, my God, he did 5. Something has changed.
That's quite a change.
But that's the sign of a real elite rider, because while you can have a plan, you have to be flexible and ride what you feel.
That's called Plan B, and then coming right to the fore.
Looked like his horse shifted right a little bit over the water, and with such a gallop to the water that he decided, there's no option. He just stayed.
Oh, he just had it down at C at the triple. Too bad.
If he leaves them all up, he will be a very fast 4. I mean, McLean could have been a little anxious about the time, which might have brought that out in him. Well, he's very fast. This last jump has been a real bogey all day. So, James, tell us a little bit about how the course felt for you, what you felt the real challenges out there for you and your wonderful mare, Cannon's Gigi.
Well, I think the course, first of all, I think it's an excellent course. I think the time alloved's a little snug. I think you get right into the meat of the course right off the bat with the Jaguar jump, and then the steady 4 to quite a wide Liverpool, and then the reverse Liverpool on the opposite side. So I think that's quite a test, and then a very quick turn with the time allowed being tight to the 5 to the Prudential jump. Again, set against the crowd and very distracting. The skinny through the middle doesn't seem to be presenting much problem. It's a nice jump. The water isn't so much the problem. It's the ride after the water to the blue, the blue note, the hammock jump. It's an option whether you do 6 and stay in or you do wide 7. I chose to do a very wide 7 with mine. She happens to drift to the left, so she carried me left over the water, and it worked out well for me. And then the ditches, as long as your horse is a brave horse, the ditch doesn't seem to be a problem. And then the triple, I'm surprised. I thought more horses would have trouble. You have to kind of nip inside jump number 2. The footing there from the rain yesterday is a little bit soft, and again, a bit distracting across the, with all the people there.
Now, James, we have one of your teammates for your upcoming Barcelona trip in the ring now. Why don't you take us through this ride?
So far, Georgina started out just perfectly, exactly the way. Just the way you want to do it there. She's clear over fence 3. She steadies up, puts a little leg on there, a little support. Perfectly done. And here you want to make up a little time and keep a little gallop. She makes an adjustment to the right a little bit to make that happen.
She knew what she needed right there, didn't she?
Absolutely, yep. And here she's staying off of it a little bit. Oh, a good jump there. Now she picks it up a little bit to clear the tape here at the water. She says hers is a very brave jumper over the water, which is exactly right. She planned 6 strides here. Got him back. Yep, and got it done.
Come on.
And here again, thinking time allowed. Gallop up, but then settle a little bit. Yeah, clear over the ditch.
Still working on a clear. We've seen quite a number of horses get this close to a clear round, but the last 4 jumps, really a tough challenge.
Definitely. Especially the Animal Planet jump. Seems to be a very difficult jump in the placement.
Unusually tall.
Very, very. Yep, gallop there. She's got a steady hard here. Good. Whoa. Little leg across.
Come on, Georgina.
Oh, good rub there.
Had a little luck there. Come on.
And she's right on the time allowed, too.
Gallop, yes.
Gallop.
Yes.
Yep. Excellent.
And
Perfect
she joined us yesterday, and she said, "This is the one show my father actually gets to come to, and I'm finally relaxing about it, even though I'm using my nerves the right way."
Exactly.
And I know what it's like to compete on a team. There's your teammate for Barcelona. I was fortunate enough to travel with the team a couple of years ago. I had more fun. That was such an incredible horse show. You're in store for an incredible week of show jumping there. Final show of the Super League Tour. Tell us about it. You excited?
Extremely. And then after seeing that, that makes it even more exciting.
That's your teammate. We don't compete as many times throughout the year like the Europeans do. As Debbie Stevens said earlier this week, we need to have more of this. We need to have more team competitions.
Definitely. We're such an individualized sport. We're a team with our horse, but we don't have any teammates
right.
until we get to the Nations Cup.
And you know what it was like coming off the Developing Rider Tour. We've talked to you about it this week.
Yeah, no, that tour was excellent. That made me feel like when I went in here today, I was like, okay, I can get it done. I can get it done. I feel like that.
Well, that's the point that we have in supporting the Developing Rider Tour, more so now than ever. Those of us that are supportive of that program, you're a perfect testament as to why we have it.
Thank you. It's a phenomenal program, and it was a pleasure as well as an honor to do it.
Well, James, you anchored the team this past summer. You've got top-notch teammates for Barcelona. We wish you the best of luck there. And who knows, maybe you might hang in there for a little prize check today.
That wouldn't hurt my feelings at all, that's for sure.
James Benedetto's with us. Thanks for stopping by. Yep. I know you'll be watching the rest of the class like the rest of us, pins and needles.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care. Carolyn Kelly's giving it her all right now, I tell you. And you know, coming out of Chris Kapler's stable, she knows what time's all about.
She was very good in the Friday class. She had one down, and she's working on one down here. But as we know, with so few clear rounds, one pole down is a really good result.
No question.
And this is just a wonderful mare, full of heart, full of try, and as we see so much at this level, this horse loves jumping for this girl.
They have a relationship, and Carolyn said she's never had this type of relationship with a horse. She's loved them all, but there's something a little bit special about this.
Very good on that. If she leaves this up, she's going to have a nice... There we go. I'm just going to be quiet the next time they ride to that last jump.
Peter.
So that's 11th place with two down in 91.37 seconds.
A little unlucky at the last jump.
You know, just to take a moment, Georgina Bloomberg, our third clear round, it's really important to know that she has worked so hard and put so much time and paid her dues in terms of losing and trying and
absolutely
hours and hours of mistakes and success.
But as we were talking about, we had her over here yesterday for an interview, and I said, talk to us about your string, because I know these aren't any of your old guys. And she goes, these are all young horses that my trainer and I are bringing along very slowly but surely, because as Skylar Riley said, every one of those horse and rider combinations were brought along through the 6, 7, and 8-year-old divisions. And you know what? That's what we're doing now in this country. And Georgina is just like everybody else. She's riding as much as she can every day. She was in Europe this summer competing with the best.
And she, nobody gives her anything.
Oh, no.
She earns every success she ever, garners.
And she gives back. Her Riders Closet, her organization that she's created, along with being a board of director for the Equestrian Aid Foundation, helping to take care of equestrians during their time of need. She, I tell you, we're very fond of her because she's just one of us. She rolls up her shirt sleeves and works at it.
Now in the ring we have Double H Farms Night Train. That is the wonderful show jumping stable of American Hunter Harrison. And we have our Irish rider, Dara Currens. He's a brilliant rider, very fast. And Night Train is one of the fastest horses on the tour.
Gosh, I know he was looking for a clear round. That's a disappointing 4 faults right there.
I mean, one of the things about Night Train is he's fast, he's carefully jumped really sharp on Sunday. But the Hampton Classic tends to overlap with those championship-size courses. Right. And while Night Train certainly can work it out, can get around a championship-size course, it's not exactly the perfect challenge for him. And that real business, that big business question, that serious scope question at fence 4A, early in the course, managed to get him at that back rail.
It really did. It's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to seeing him in the jump off.
And there you could see Dara giving Night Train some encouragement to get over that very scopy back rail of the hedge. And it's so careful, no problem with that difficult last jump.
So 8 faults and just under the time allowed.
I mean, Night Train's won numerous Grand Prix. Are ready this year. It just won't be today.
Okay, we're getting down to the top 7 that were from Friday's class. Here we go. Norman Delajoyo and this terrific horse, Malcolm.
Well, Norman's had an excellent week. He's won at least one class, been in the top 4 and several others. And now this is his #1 horse for the last 18 months or so. He's had a chance to do some very big tracks, including the trials in Wellington. And Norman's experience, speaks for itself.
No question. Not only is he a terrific horseman, but this is a family affair for him. His wife, Jeannie Delajoyo, his partner in the horse
his son
business,
Nicholas
and
competed
Nick,
here this week. He's in college at Boston College.
Yeah, and his daughter, Daniela, they were seen traveling around Europe this summer, different horse shows, etc. And Norman's most proud of that, I have to say. Terrific kids, hard workers. They love the sport just as much as their parents.
This is a very handsome horse. Norman certainly has the experience to deliver the clear round here. And I'd have to say at this point, Malcolm is about ready.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got enough big tracks under his belt that it's not wrong to be expecting a clear here. Norman riding very precisely, very accurate. He planned on the 6, did
sure
it beautifully. That was
Beautifully.
obviously the right decision for that horse.
Textbook.
Good over the ditch. Unlucky at A. Just ticked down at behind, thinking about perhaps the horse saw that the B element was very, very tight, and maybe just cut down a little bit on that A element. Still good.
He's staying on the time also, isn't he?
Well, it's a little close. It's a little close.
Yeah.
That's a 7th place ranking at this point. So he's looking good that, he'll at least get a very nice check today.
Absolutely.
And that was really too bad.
Gave it a shot.
I mean, Norman rode beautifully. I can't really fault him. I'd have to say the horse was a shade green. Just stared at, at the maze of jumps in front of him the whole
And
triple.
again, that's the question that Conrad's asking right next to the Grand Prix tent like that.
A very distracting location for a very difficult triple combination. Now, Katie had an excellent day on Friday.
She sure did.
As you can see, she's wearing her French team coat representing France. She and her husband, Henri Prudhomme, both represent France. And their son, Adam, competed very successfully here this week at the Hampton Classic. I believe he won at least one of the major junior competitions.
He's quite a contender. I think it's in his blood, Peter.
Well, Katie's husband, Henri, is a beautiful rider, and there aren't any that are more beautiful than Katie.
And I spoke to the owner of this horse this morning, Mary McKenzie, from first time here at the Hampton Classic from California, and she's just really excited more than anything that she has this horse and rider combination together. Katie's just back from being on tour in France. They only had a few weeks to prepare for this class.
Katie very beautifully did the 6 strides instead of the 7 after the water. Seems to be good on time. You'll notice this horse can be a little bit, dull or strong in his mouth. And Katie's, that's her challenge, and that's exactly what caused the problem at the A element.
Sure
the
did.
horse was a little hard in the mouth, and she really wasn't able to get him to soften and rock back and respect that top rail. Still in good shape, though. She's good on time. Got to fit that 4 strides in here.
Oh!
Does it? If she can leave this really challenging tall vertical up.
Whew.
Nope. And that easily we go to 2 down.
And there it goes. She gave it a shot.
Just missing our top 12. Finishing up with a score of 8. 5 remaining.
So, fellas, just to recap, our number 1 position is held by Chris Kapler. Number 2 position, Brianne Guttal, and number 3, Georgina Bloomberg.
And again, that's our jump off. Here we go. Bottom line, it's going to be quite the afternoon, Peter. I know Conrad Homefeld was thinking about maybe a few more for the jump off. We have a handful left. What do you think? I think we're going to see another clear.
I think at least one more clear.
Here we have Kirsten Coe on a very interesting horse. I watched this horse in Chicago earlier this year, and I tell you, quite a jump. And this is owned by a junior rider that she actually trains out of the Heritage Farm, Laura King Kaplan. And I know they're excited. I spoke to them, the family, this morning, and they're just thrilled to have a horse competing here at this level at the Hampton Classic.
This horse jumped very well on Friday. It really has huge scope. So I don't think scope is going to be the problem here, but this is a pretty young rider, up and coming, very talented. So I'd imagine this is one of the most challenging tracks of her young career.
I think it would be the number 1. Yep.
Handled that easily. You're a very cool competitor.
And you see Kirsten Coe in the hunter divisions during the week, preparing some of the horses in the working hunter divisions for their junior riders. But I know this is where she has her heart right now.
Did the 6 strides. It all worked out. She's good on time. Now the real thing here is to keep the horse together, not get longer. It's tempting as the course goes on to use rhythm to help get over the jumps. But when you start using rhythm and the horse gets tired, they tend to get low. They tend to get flat. She's still going clear. Come on, Kirsten. Whoa. Up and over the hedge.
One more.
She's good on time, so she can take time.
Ah, she
How
did it.
Wonderful.
She did it. Fantastic. I know that Team Heritage Farm, they're excited about that.
And as young as she is, I think she really does appreciate how wonderful she just did.
No question. No question. Look
That
at her.
is awesome.
Patting
That's
him
one
like
happy rider.
No, I mean, to tell you, it doesn't get better than that for Kirsten Coe.
72.
Here we have one of our favorite stallions. This is
Vegas,
no
full
question.
of personality. This is, just full of fire, rubber ball. He's careful. He's fast. He's got springs in his heels, this little horse.
I spoke to Jonathan McRae this morning about this horse, and he said, truthfully, Scott, he's one of a kind. That's the only way we can describe him. He said we can depend on him all the time. I know that when I was fortunate enough to travel with the team, with the United States Equestrian team, to Dublin, Ireland, and had this horse on the team, you just knew he was there for you. He's just solid as a rock.
Yeah, the horse is a fighter. You can see it in his expression. He wants to go out there and give it his all. Now we're coming around to that extremely early, big-time question. Tall vertical, 4 strides to a spooky, scopy, double Liverpool in and out. Didn't look so hard for him, though, did it?
No, at all.
Now Chrissy is just making sure that the horse doesn't get ahead of himself in terms of, too much forward momentum. Oh, that was a little dicey.
Yes, it was. Come on. Don't use it up.
Good over the water. She does the ad there. I think that was a smart choice for this horse. Coming to the ditch jump. Fence number 9. Still clear. And this horse and rider have enough experience that jumping this triple combination is, hopefully just a formality.
Exactly. Well, like Skylar said, it feels like a gymnastic. It's so technical. You just have to be right with him. Easy.
3 jumps to go. Left it up. Good at the hedge. One more.
Oh boy.
She looks just made. She looks like she might be slow.
Oh, no jumping one
That's really
time.
too bad. Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
She took, just a little bit of, caution here and there to make sure her horse was balanced at every jump. And a little bit here, a little bit there, added up to one time fault.
Oh boy.
Brilliant ride and
Brilliant ride.
horse
What-
jumped beautifully.
What an effort on Vegas's part. That actually ranks her 5th right now, Peter. So she still has a check at the end of the day, but I know she had
quite
her,
a big one.
Yeah, she had her eyes set on that jump off. Here we go with Todd Minicus on Ultimo. We know what this horse did earlier this week. He had to remind him this is a power jump. He had to remind this horse to keep pushing from behind because there were some dicey moments earlier this week, and Todd was quite funny about talking about it.
And this horse must have impressed Todd so much on Friday because coming into the week, his thought was Pavarotti. Now this horse jumps really high. It's a little bit smaller, so this big scope question early in the course is definitely a challenge. Might even see Todd go to the stick.
No,
it's just a little spooky at the Liverpool
Yeah.
because we saw that on Friday. The horse really jumped high at the reverse Liverpool.
Yes, he did.
And he had to go to the stick after it, and that's the exact jump that got him at 4B.
He's going to have to ride hard now for the rest of the course, Peter.
That's the 7 strides. So he's got one down. See how the horse reacts to the ditch. Very good there. He had a chance to jump it in the jump off on Friday.
Right, exactly right.
Very neat. See if he hangs up at that back. Oh, no. That's a very scopy question. I think Todd is off.
He's off.
This is a beautiful horse, and over time this horse will grow into this level of sport. Right now he's a little a little young and a little careful to understand how to use himself to get over these very, very large jumps.
I have to say, Peter, he's had one heck of a week here. This is a tough way for him to end because he's really been in the winner's circle all week long.
Well, you've got the FTI Rider Challenge. I mean, this is huge. $15,000 for the leading rider of the show. Todd Minicus is just a little bit ahead of Hillary Dobbs coming into today's class. This is a 2-point multiplier bonus. Whatever ranking or results you get in this class, you get double the points.
That's right, in the Vox Riders Challenge. That's exactly right.
Hillary Dobbs, the door is wide open for her to capture that first place
Well, talk
prize.
about the pressure's on, too. I mean, here we go. But here's a dear friend of ours, Louis Jacobs. I know we're going to be cheering him on a little extra today.
For each horse, we know certain strengths and weaknesses. The scope, the power, not a problem. The horse is careful. Louis is a good rider. Well, what is the challenge here? Being under the time allowed.
Right. Exactly
Being under the time allowed without making being rushed into making a mistake.
19-hand horse, for those of you who know what that means. 4 inches a hand. That's a large horse.
So where can Louis make up the time? He's got to gallop from 1 to 2, and every turn has got to be neat. Conrad has set the time very, very tight. Here goes Louis to fence number 1. He gallops, marches down the field to fence number 2. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Okay, that's too bad. Look at this horse. Power over the jumps. He's over the standards.
She can jump a jump, no question.
That short turn to number 3 just surprised Kachina, and Louis was maybe not quite as connected in directing Kachina's focus and effort coming around that turn. That's too bad. Now with the mistake out of the way, Louis, might just loosen up and bring home a brilliant 4-fault round.
Yeah, absolutely. This horse is just jumping out of her skin.
But these are the kind of situations that we want Louis and this horse to experience. We want him to go in a lot of big events so that when it comes time to 2010 World Championships, being at a big event is not a shock to his system.
Because we're all looking ahead. Let's face it, World Equestrian Games, Lexington, Kentucky, 2010. That's the next stop for so many of us. And those of you equestrian enthusiasts and horse lovers, there's going to be something for everybody there.
Yeah. Well, this horse is jumping so easily. Now let's see if this meter 60 vertical rides like meter 50 for Kachina. Oh, boy. Oh,
wow, was that an effort on that mare's part?
That's an effort. He went over it like it was 3'6". Well,
beautiful.
Louis got to feel great about his horse. I'm sure he'll want to tighten up his ride a little bit for the next big day. But this is all a stepping stone process for him to be ready to play at the big level on the world stage for the United States of America.
What a beautiful effort at the last jump, though. Made it look like it was nothing. Nothing.
Oh, I mean, he hopped it almost from a standstill.
Yeah, I love that. Well, here we go. I'd have to say this has been a week for Hillary Dobbs, no question. She's proud of these horses. She knows that Corlett loves this field. We talked about it yesterday in the winner's circle, and she said, I feel good. I know I have Corlett. She said, but this has been one heck of a week.
And like Georgina, this young lady has worked hard and earned every single thing that she's achieved.
And she'll be the first one to admit, the European Tour gave her years of mileage. She had some great wins, certainly. The Falsterbo Sweden Derby, that's a big class over there.
Come on, Hillary, this is the first big question of the course. This is spooky and scopy. Does it easily. And you can see whenever she's not at a jump, she's landing and going to the next one. And that's the same thing with Brianne Goutal, the same thing with the top riders in the game. And at least time faults are not going to be a factor. Horses jumping easily, gliding over the jumps carefully.
Okay.
Okay, she opted for the wide, steady
She
7,
did.
got it done. Hillary staying way in the back of the saddle, keeping the horse's balance off of his front end so they can get up over those extremely tall square oxers.
Come on,
She's
Corlett.
still clear, 4 jumps to go. She's certainly got plenty of time.
Easy.
Good. Jump this like it's the only jump in the ring.
Come on.
Come on. I'm not going to say a word, Scott. Look at
we
that.
Have her. We have her for
in
the jump
90
off.
seconds. There's our 4.
Now we're talking about a horse race.
We have one wonderful jump off ahead of us.
Wow. Chris Kapler,
we've got
Brianne
5.
Goutal, Georgina Bloomberg, Kirsten Coe, and Hillary Dobbs. Wow.
Wonderful.
We couldn't have a better lineup for a jump off. That's fantastic. So we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back for this jump off live at the Hampton Classic. Don't miss it. Back in a moment.